back from touching the sky? What's holding you back? You gotta fly like an eagle and go high. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky. Oh, holding you back. You finally gotta reach for the sky. I was born to succeed, not to be a spoke in the wheel. Told myself there's more to this than just waking up when I feel. So I made a commitment to turn my earnings up. Couldn't see myself as an employee that still couldn't. Looked in the mirror, saw a spark in my eye. Knew I had to hustle and stop living a lie. I packed my dreams in a suitcase, took the first train. I'm headed for the horizon with success is no doubt. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky. What's holding you back? You gotta fly like an eagle and go high. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky. Oh, holding you back. You finally gotta reach for the sky.
Greetings and welcome to another edition of What's Holding You Back. My name is Rob McCray from the Business Building Network.
And I'm Christine Allen from Clear Ambition. So it's you time. What's holding you back every Wednesday at 6 p.m. I will be driving the conversation today. As you can hear, my co-host, Rob McCray, he's hanging in there. But we have, you need to rest your voice, Rob.
Yes, definitely. So I'm going to beg your pardon and give my apologies before we start. Unfortunately, we are not going to be able to do the originally scheduled broadcast this evening on YouTube and how to increase your viewers and subscribers. As you can hear, I'm about to lose my voice, so it will not come across clearly, and I have a lot of great information that I wish to share with you, but we're going to reschedule that broadcast for 2 Wednesdays from now, which will be March the 19th. We will come back and I will have some extra tips and golden nuggets in there for you when we come back to do this broadcast one to get you more viewers and subscribers to your YouTube channel. So with that being said, I'm going to leave it in the hands of our very own Christine Allen.
Well, we have, Rob, we you are gaining a stronger voice. That's what's happening. So
Yeah.
you're gaining a stronger voice. You're going through a transition to a stronger voice. All right. So we're just going to have a 10-minute conversation, as we mentioned before, at what's holding you back. Last week's broadcast was very impactful. We had a really, really, I say, intelligent conversation with our guest speaker. She brought some nuggets. Rob, last week I saw you and our guest speaker last week there from the other side of the screen as I was watching. And I looking on and it says, wow, I really hope our viewers are taking it in and actually connected with this powerful woman.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you have her YouTube we can, or her?
Yeah, I should have her Instagram,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Facebook. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay.
And the name of her business once more was?
Let's see. It is.
Yeah, we need to promote her.
Eminence Guru.
Sorry?
Eminence Guru.
Eminence Guru. As she spoke about intentional growth, putting in the work. So if you are not just thinking about it, but you're ready to put in the work. She spoke about some serious discipline. I was like, oh my goodness. Being intentional in the mornings. We often speak about how important it is to wake up early in the morning. But what do you do at that time? Stare at the ceiling? Well, this woman really had this guru. Yes, she had some, 30 minutes reading, 30 minutes exercise, up and at 'em. Yeah. So if you're not just thinking about it, but you're actually ready to put your time well spent into yourself, investing in yourself, Hope Enterprises. There you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you missed that segment last week, we encourage you to go back to both of our YouTube channels. Christine's YouTube channel, I'm sorry, is Clear Ambitions, and my YouTube channel is Rob McCray Networking. Please subscribe to both of our YouTube channels and watch the interview that we had with Chelsea Sellers Wilson. She is a great project leader, manager, and one is also a coach. And she is looking to help others in their business needs. So please, yes, go back and watch that.
Absolutely. All right, Rob, that's it for you and the plugs. We are going into a 10-minute conversation. Welcome all our viewers. If you're on, welcome, welcome, welcome those who are coming in. So, how to, just 3 tips
Mhm.
today on what's holding you back. How to respond to challenging situations. Now, challenging situations across North America is popping up. 2025 is really putting all our muscles to work, all the
Yes,
work you did in 23, 24, personal development and being intentional and so forth. Now you got to really exercise it. And so focusing on things that you can control, that are within your control. So a lot of folks, we spiral out. So folks will just melt down, spiral out because something's happening that you really can't control. The
right.
bank machines are down and you need something from the ATM. You can't control that. So, taking care of your nerves is first and foremost. I remember someone saying, you can get back a lot of things, but your nerves, once they're shot,
That's it.
that's it. That's it. So, the stress, can't emphasize enough. And the medical folks out there can say a big yes, a 2 thumbs up. That stress on so many different levels on every part of your body that reacts to that. So, what can you control? And one and foremost you can control is your perspective.
That's right.
Your perspective. So something you're in need of something right now and it's not happening. Trust and believe that's happening for a reason. Change your perspective. And we talk about breathing and the
Mm,
mindset that everything is working out for your good.
yes,
Just repeat that. Everything is working out. It doesn't feel like it, doesn't look like it. You need that money from the machine. You want to kick it. Everything is working out for your good.
yes, it is.
And that's a huge mantra, mindset, if you will, paradigm shift in a lot of situations that can keep you out of trouble. Kicking the machine can get you into another situation because the cameras are rolling.
That's right. Always, always.
All right. So we're going to go into number 2. That was number 1. Focus
Okay.
on things that you can control. Number 2, on how to think, how to react in difficult situations, is to, um, you know, accept change, um, by looking into your past. What does that mean? Accept the change by looking into your past. So you're in a situation where, you have to transition to a new relationship, whether it be a friendship, a romantic relationship, a new relationship altogether, or it's come to a close. So accept it by really doing an evaluation of how did we get here? How did I get here? And 9 times out of 10, maybe 9.5 out of 10, you'll find that it was meant to be. It was leading up to this, and you are exactly where you are is where you're meant to be. So looking at, accepting change.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's accepting change as well. Sometimes, oh my goodness, it's too good to be true. I landed this business deal. Oh my goodness. And sometimes you get shell shocked, it's called, when you have this big bomb of success. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And you freeze and you're like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? And guess what? That opens up into imposter syndrome. So you are where you are by looking at your past. Oh my gosh, yeah, you do deserve to be here. You're not an imposter.
Mhm.
Calm down, breathe, and look
Yes.
at all the hard work, the 18 months of leads, the calls that you made, the actual sacrifices you invested in attending events and so forth, and landed you, however it is, those reports and research that you did, and you landed the contract. Don't
Yeah.
get shell shocked. That's a change, and that's a good change. Rob, we talk about bad change a lot, but that's a good change. And sometimes folks will stumble over that because they freeze.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get the unexpected, and they're like, "What do I do now?"
What do I do now? I won the lottery, and
Right.
statistics show, and I like to experience it myself, but statistics show that within 18 months, 2 years, they're back at square one. Are you serious? They froze. They got shell shocked. They looking at the change. And number three, before we close, number three is, of course, prioritizing relationships. So relationships, there's this analogy about big rocks, small rocks. You have a jar.
Okay.
All right. Visualize you have a jar. In that jar, how you fill up that jar, you have different size of stones. So you have big rocks, you have pebbles, right? And you have they're called rubble. So those are pebbles that are kind of crushed up. They're not really sand, but it's rubble, right? And then there's sand. So the idea is big rocks. What are the big rocks that'll fill? And the jar is yourself. So you're the container.
Okay.
So as you focus on relationships, those relationships are like the big rocks. What are big rocks in our lives? Our spouses,
Okay.
children, parents, siblings. Those are big rocks. And usually the big rocks are the ones that you take for granted. The ones that will always be there, but focusing on those big rocks in time of trouble, in time of adversity, it's really important to have that. So in your jar, you put up capacity to put in the big rocks first inside. Once you pull in those big rocks, there's still some, gaps in between because the rocks don't fill up the entire jar. The jar is a cylinder. So and you have room there to maybe drop in some pebbles, and pebbles will fill in the cracks in between. So what fills in the cracks between you and your spouse, your children, things like the job fills in the cracks as you get to go on vacations. What fills in the cracks are other activities you might have, sports and so forth. So you get what I mean? So focusing on the big rocks first. And then you have the sand. After you've put in the pebbles, the sand are things that are very granular. It's a lot. And you fill that in and you feel, okay, well, I'm pretty fulfilled. I have my big rocks. I have the little pebbles around that supplement that, my relationships with my children, my spouses and so forth. And then you have the sand that there's a lot of sand. Sand can go in between, but they're minute and they come and go. And these are people you might see on the way in the grocery store, maybe a few acquaintances and so forth. But you meet a lot of sand during your life, a lot of people. Some of them you remember, sometimes you don't. But the folks, what happens is that folks that are not focused on their relationships, they'll fill the jar first with sand. And so you have a lot of sand, but no substance. Okay. So you can imagine if we do the opposite. You filled your structure up with sand. Now you fill it up with sand. Is there room for the big rocks?
No.
Is there room for the pebbles?
Nope.
But there's no substance, right? So you have a lot of people in your life, a lot of interactors, but no real solid foundation. Yeah. So I hope I'm clear on what I'm saying as far as if you do the opposite, and which a lot of people do. They want to interact. They want to touch base. But there's nothing sticks. There's nothing of substance. So always fill yourself up first with big rocks. Big rocks meaning your close relationships. And there's always going to be gaps in that jar. When you have big rocks, maybe 3 or 4, there's going to be gaps. So in those gaps, you fill it up with the rest.
Gotcha.
And that's what you do in hard times.
Yes. Very good, Christine. Love that.
So I hope this was helpful for someone, perhaps that passed by on what's holding you back on rough times when you're going through, just again, looking at what you can control. You're looking at your the change that's happening in your number 2, looking at the change that's happening and reflecting on the past. And that could be good change as well. We spoke very importantly about shell shock. When you do land that contract, when you do land that great job, when you do get married, a lot of people freeze and they're like, cold feet. Right? So, and then number 3 is, of course, focusing on meaningful relationships. So we want to thank everyone. Rob, did you have anything to add?
No, that was pretty much self-explanatory, and we thank you so much for sharing that. And once again, we want to apologize as we are not able to bring you our originally scheduled broadcast for this evening. which is to be on how to generate more YouTube viewers and subscribers. As I said earlier, about to lose my voice, so I didn't want to do that particular topic today and not be able to complete it. So we're going to postpone it until March the 19th, and we'll be sure to add some more information into that very special broadcast so that you can get the most out of that particular topic when it comes forth in 2 weeks, 2 Wednesdays from today. And next Wednesday, we will have our brother Tariq Lee, the CFO from Hope Enterprises, as his wife was one of our guests previously, and she is Dr. Tahira Lee from Hope Enterprises. So we're looking forward to interviewing Mr. Tariq Lee next week, right here on What's Holding You Back. And we're going to have a phenomenal time with him and you and Christine and all of our wonderful viewers and listeners. So with that being said, back over to you, Christine.
We'd like to thank everyone for joining us today on What's Holding You Back. It's about 20 minutes of you time. So bring a friend next week, like and share this broadcast. Rob, we look forward to your new voice.
The new me. Yes, I look forward to it as well. Thank you so much.
That's right. That's right. We've really enjoyed this time spent with you, and we'll see you next week on What's Holding You Back.
Have a good night.
Stumbling blocks and they say it's fate. When you burn with passion, won't be swayed. Every mountain, every mile, cover them all with a smile. What's holding you back? Holding you back from touching the sky. What's holding you back? You gotta fly like an eagle and go high.